Hi, I'm Steve Patton, President of HCM Property Management, and welcome to this week's episode of the Property Management Minute. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about why you should do regular property inspections on your investment unit. So you've gone through the difficult task of marketing your property, finding a good tenant, doing the background checks, getting them moved into the property. So what happens next? As long as they don't complain too much about repairs and they pay the rent on time, do you just sit back and collect the rent checks? There's only one good answer to that, and that's no. You should do regular property inspections. In the famous words of Ronald Reagan, trust but verify. Part of the responsibility of being a good property manager is ensuring that the tenants are respecting your property. And there's no better way to make sure that they are than doing regular property inspections. The only way to know if they've got illegal pets in the property, whether they're maintaining it in a cleanly manner, whether they're keeping up with property repairs, maintenance, notifying you if anything is happening, unless you get in the habit of making regular property inspections, you're just not going to know. So what I want to do is give you 4 quick examples of some of the things that we found when we took over properties from owners or existing property managers that had not been doing inspections. In this first example, we want to talk to you about one we'll call the grow house. So Buena Park, California, single family residence, owner lives back in Maryland. So she had a friend supposedly watching the house for her, but when the friend got too busy, they contacted us to go ahead and take over it. Once we were not able to get a hold of the tenant, we conducted a property inspection, discovered the property was abandoned. So after posting the requisite notices, we got access to the property, and lo and behold, it was being used as a marijuana grow house. So there was significant mold all over the property. They had modified the internal plumbing, really jackhammering out tiles and whatnot to feed the water supply, to grow the plants inside the property. When all was said and done, we had to rip out all of the drywall, do major mold renovation, or remediation rather, and to the tune of about $40,000 in repairs to get this property back rent ready. This next example we'll call the Hoarder house. This was one unit in a 4-unit complex in Century City that we took over management from the owner. So as it turns out, after gaining access to the property, unfortunately the tenant had a significant hoarding problem. Due to the amount of debris in the property, we really couldn't get access to much of the unit. However, what we were able to see in the kitchen was a significant amount of trash, old food items, unwashed dishes, filth. There were bugs, rat infestation. Is a complete mess. And that creates not only a health hazard for the tenant or the occupant of that unit, but also for all of the accompanying units in the building. After we spoke to the owner about what we found, he notified us that he actually had not been inside the unit for over 4 years. He didn't feel there was a need to because the tenant always paid the rent on time. This next example we'll call the Dormitory. This is a single family home in Irvine, very close to the local community college. We took this property over from another property management company. And when we did our property inspection, we discovered that the 2 adults listed on the lease had modified the property into some sort of makeshift dormitory for month-to-month student rental. So when we did the walkthrough, we discovered 12 beds total within this property, as well as they had done some significant modifications to the living room area to accommodate 4 additional beds that had not yet been rented. This next example we'll call the breeder. We took over a condominium unit in Redondo Beach from another property management company. And when we did our initial exterior inspection, we could hear multiple dogs barking from inside the unit. When we spoke to some of the neighbors, they indicated they had 24/7 dog barking and swore up and down that there were multiple pets inside that property. When we did finally get access to the unit, we found 8 dog crates where they had been apparently breeding or whatnot, different animals. When we spoke to the tenant, they said, no, they're not my dogs. I'm just temporarily house sitting for a friend. Well, that clearly wasn't the case. The carpet, all the flooring was completely torn up. The place reeked of pet urine, and she was clearly using that facility for dog breeding. So look, please don't let one of these nightmare property management stories become your reality. Get your property inspections on the calendar and make sure you keep up and do your inspections regularly. Thank you for your attention, and if we can be of any assistance, please feel free to reach out. We're always happy to help. Have a great day.